Some stories don't just entertain us, they bring us together. And no story does more than this. This is Omeschronicles. Hello everyone, I'm Will the DM. I just wanted to thank everyone who listens to the show. If you are on a podcasting app, the podcast is also available on YouTube if you prefer that pseudo video format. If you have a question or a comment, feel free to reach out on Twitter, which is @GodsYourGames, or by email, omeschronicles@gmail.com. All those links will be in the description of the show. So let's just get on with it. The company of Brendan Kane, after defeating the cultists in the sewers, with their leader, Walden, fleeing with the maps, now turned their attention toward Vendetta in his eye, and after his eye was successfully treated by the dwarven doctor in the merchant district, it is time for the company of Brendan Kane to get some much-needed rest. Where are people sleeping? If people are going back to the inn, it is 7 chills?
How many beds are in the room?
2 beds.
2 beds. So
Night Uther, you can, if you don't want to sleep with the group, you can always just go to the Templar Stronghold.
I'll just stick with the group.
I got an extra bed in mine. I'm going right to bed. I flick the coins on the table and start dragging myself to bed.
I'll do my own room again.
Okay.
Me and Falco can be together, unless he has other plan.
no, I plan on sleeping.
I wanted to do something before heading back to the inn.
All right.
I kind of would be like, I have something to do. I'll be back later. I'll get my own room. See y'all in the morning. And I want to make my way to the university.
All right. You will pass by the market square again, and then heading to the upper section of the city, and you will be in the upper class districts. Is there anything you're doing at Harbor Pool University, or?
I want to get a survey of what the Templar Guard looks like at night, what the grounds look like at night, trying to be sneaky, just like a survey.
Yeah, you're going to be completely stealthy, just moving your way through the city. As of now, when you approach the Harbor Pool University, there's the clock tower with the buildings with the gate, and out in front of the gate, there are still the 4 Templar companions. And the courtyard is empty. It's just the garden with the flowers, statues, and the fountains, and all of the university buildings around it. It is dead inside. You can see some in some of the second story buildings, you can see some lights coming through the windows. But besides that, it's fairly, at least from the gate, it's fairly just low. It's just 4 Templar companions guarding the gate.
Okay. I've had a long day. I don't think I'm going to try anything tonight, but I wanted this information. Go back to the inn and sleep. But not very exciting, but she wanted to know if there's any change at night.
Everybody sleeps, and it is the morning. I won't say morning. It is probably noon, 1 p.m. of the 9th of fall. So you guys all wake up. Is there anything anybody wants to go out, do into the city?
I want to talk to Andrea again. I knew we needed to sleep, but I wasn't gonna interrupt her sleeping after not sleeping for 2 days or whatever. Oh wait, okay. I would like to talk to her. Pause. I would like to ask Tobias to do some of his magic looking things on the doll and the necklace that we got. I'll knock on Tobias's door in the morning in Falco's room.
I will open the door.
Oh, morning, Falco. I was hoping Tobias could look at some of the stuff we got last night.
Yes, well, 1 second. I'm gonna kind of close the door. Hey, Tobias. Kat's over here, and she wants you to look at stuff. Are you here right now?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna open the door. Well, you're in luck. He is here. And then I'm just gonna leave the door open and then kind of gesture to walk in.
Yeah, all right. And when you walk in, you see several different books open. You see and several different stands of incense burning.
And on my side, you see a bunch of empty bowls.
What type of bowls?
Bowls that used to contain food.
Okay. I go over to Tobias' side and lay out the doll and the necklace.
Right, yes. Why don't we do the book as well?
So we're doing doll, book,
Yes.
necklace. Okay, we'll start with the book. The book is a magically imbued religious text, and it allows you to have like a class of magic. It would be necromancy that would come off of it.
Is it cursed?
Yes.
Can I burn it?
It does. If you were to burn it using magical fire and real fire, it would not burn.
Even holy fire?
Yes, even holy fire.
Okay. What about if I throw it in the water?
It'd be lost in the water.
But it wouldn't damage it? It wouldn't get waterlogged?
No.
Man, this is good. This is good craftsmanship. All right. I toss the book aside. That's garbage.
The creepy doll. We'll go to it next. I will give you two descriptions. I'll give you a lore description and I'll give you a mechanics description of it. I already gave the physical description of the doll, and the doll has a soul inside of it.
Trapped or imbued?
Trapped. The mechanics of the doll: when the owner of this doll fails its third death saving throw, the doll dies in place of the owner.
Ah, it's a
Substitute.
Okay.
And the necklace, the symbol of Beldoth, it's kind of like the necklace that the people of the churches use. It's a holy locket that can be used to do things like summon Beldoth, speak to him, get powers. It's like a channeling force of him.
It's just a normal run-of-the-mill item then.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
None of these are as important to me to keep them, so I'm just like, here, take this garbage back.
I guess I have a creepy doll still.
Yes, that doll is creepy.
I'll take book.
I'll take the necklace then. This is cool. I think I'm gonna head to like the post office and then
What do you want to do at the post office?
just send money to the
Okay.
fam.
How much money you send into the fam?
I'm sending 54 shills.
Awesome. Great. Anything else anybody else wants to do with the day? If not, I'll just go through days until people tell me to stop. So if no one wants to do anything else for today, we'll go to day 2.
All right, day 2. Now I'm trying to find Andrea.
How would you go about finding Andrea? How would Kat?
1, did she give me an address to send the letters to when I said I would send her letters of our adventure?
She would have told you just to put her name and the city of Harborpool as the address.
All right, that's fair. I understand. I guess I would go back to like the bookshop, barber shop.
All right. So yeah, you'll head back to the market square. People are selling their wares. It's very busy, and you could see inside the barber shop. The bookstore there is a man who runs the bookstore. He's just, helping customers, selling books, mostly selling the Book of Solana. And the barber shop has one person in it, and it is a elven woman.
Okay. I enter the barber shop.
As you enter the barbershop, she'll sort of like pat herself, be like, oh, like make sure I got everything. She'll approach fairly quickly, like, hello, or do you need help with anything?
Yeah. I've been, traveling for a while, and I feel like my hair isn't looking as good as it should. I do some performances. A little touch up would be nice. Cut off some dead ends.
Yeah, I can 100% do that. Can I get your name?
Catherine.
She'll shake your hand. My name is Taria.
I guess I sit in a chair.
She'll just take you to one of the ends and put you in this rotating chair with this mirror, and she'll just ask, the basic questions like, oh, like, how do you want your hair cut? And she'll just sort of, once you start describing what you want, she'll start getting into actually cutting your hair.
I have a lot of hair, so just kind of like tidying up the ends, keeping it fresh, maybe giving me some nice little bang framing. What I would like to go into like barbershop small talk. Like, I just got to the city. How long have you been here? Just work here. Like, what should I know about Harborpool?
She would start, when you're partially through this haircut and the small talk sort of takes off, she would say, oh, yeah, I've lived in the city for Oh, 7 years now. And yeah, I own the barber shop. It took a while to, get the place going, especially in this city. But now that it's pretty well established and I'm out of the poorer district, people around here can easily afford more haircuts. Harborpool itself has a very tattered recent history, mainly since, with all the demons that happened and the Templars that came through to clean up the city. I know some people don't seem thankful for it, but I mean, they pretty much saved all of our lives.
Can I want to like insight check, like, is she sincere about that, or is just kind of like a script to say?
Yeah, you would think that is 100% sincere. Like, she believes everything she just told you.
Okay.
I hope you don't mind. I saw your party walking around the merchant district one day, and one of the people you're traveling with, are you traveling with Jack?
Yes, I am.
I used to cut the hair for all of the new recruits in the Templars.
Oh, okay. He seems important. Like, I don't really know all the rankings of the Templars or anything yet. They're not really a little different than Everfell, where I'm from. Seems important now. It's like a knight or something.
Yeah, you should ask him about that sometime. I'm sure it's a lot different than what most people think.
About being a knight?
That and how he got to it.
I never thought to ask.
As the conversation's moving along, we'll say you're like near the end of the haircut and the small talk has been continually going. Is there any like things you want to ask before it ends?
I basically, at the very end, I want to pay extra for the haircut and ask about the back.
When you ask for the back, her like demeanor changes a little bit. Oh, are you friends with the doctor, or?
One of my friends got checked by him, and I was just looking for a little bit more information.
Yeah, he usually only accepts people at night since the Templar patrols sort of are winding down. Since Dover was promoted to knight captain, the Templar patrols have seemed to be less and less in this area.
Would there be a time I could come back to gain information?
Usually my friend hands out that kind of stuff.
Is your friend a journalist?
She looks perplexed, like how'd you know?
Okay, you see, the information I was looking for was about her, not necessarily the doctor. It was just the last time I saw her, we were at the doctor's, and so I was just trying to find her for some information to help her on like a story.
Yeah, you want to head by the Templar stronghold. There is a couple blocks away in the Noble district. There's a broken house with a iron fenced front yard. That's where she'll be.
Great. That doctor was kind of weird, and I wasn't looking forward to talking to him. So thank you. I give her 20 shills.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. It was a lovely chat. I appreciate the information, and I do say my hair has not looked this good in a very long time. Thank you.
Blush a little bit. Anytime, just come by, and usually Andrea likes a little heads up before people come by. I'll let her know.
Thank you. Yep. Okay. I got the information. I didn't have to talk to the weird doctor.
Anybody else want anything to do for this day or the next day?
I kind of want to go see if I can find more or ask around for more routes for my eye. See if anybody has some leads, and also swing by the bank.
I will say that you can do a history check with advantage for the bank. For the bail route, the only people who do alchemy in the city now are the church, and they don't sell bail route.
It's hard enough getting this first dose.
Your best shot is going to be Denford, like he said with the professor up there.
And studying trolls.
So you were looking for Evilmere Bank?
Yes.
So looking around town, you do not find a single bank, like even one that's been closed. You find some tax collection offices, but nothing else. You'll probably talk to a merchant, asking about banks. That seems the most likely thing. You would know that Denford, some woman named Anna Evilmere opened up a bank.
All right. Then can't really do much. Yeah, I think I'm kind of good then, and then I'll kind of wander and find my way back to the pack.
Oh, I want to go to Andrea.
Kat, you head to the stealthily or casually? How you getting there?
Since it's so close to the Templar, I'd casually, and then once I got like closer, start to sneak a bit. In the sense of like blending into the crowd, not type.
Yeah, you're Assassin's Creed sneaking, not
Hearing,
thief.
Yeah.
As you get closer to the Templar stronghold, you see massive amounts of Templars, not just the companions and the sergeants, but you also see knights leaving the city.
Okay.
Probably somewhere around 400.
400 knights. As I'm like passing this, can I hear word of like any like where they're headed? Anyone in the crowd know where they're going?
They are headed past the Blind Squire Inn to Tarksville. That is the route they are taking right now. You don't know any locations past that.
Okay.
So you head past the Templar stronghold and you will find this house that looks like it had been partially put on fire, broken into, robbed. Like a lot of the houses, these noble houses and estates look broken down and destroyed. And this random house, you'll walk up and the iron fence will be the iron fence is only maybe like 5 feet high, but it's locked. It's like this little gate, and you could easily just like jump over the gate if you wanted to. And the yard looks completely destroyed, just not taken care of, and the door looks slightly broken down when you approach the front steps.
I would kind of like knock slightly, slide into the house, like go, Andrea.
You do not get a response, and you enter into the foyer of like the beautiful inside marbling of this house. And in front of you, there are a set of double width stairs that lead up to a second floor that kind of has like a horseshoe balcony. And then there are rooms to your left and rooms to your right.
Let's go upstairs. They're kind of keeping an ear out for any like noises or sounds.
Yeah, so you will head upstairs and you'll walk by a couple of the doors and you'll see one door is left slightly ajar. From the other side, you can hear scratching.
Like quill on ink scratching or like animal scratching?
The first one.
I gingerly walk down the hall, do like a little tap on the door. Like I don't want to like spook her, but I don't want to be like loud.
You'll instantly hear everything stop and you'll hear something like aggressively being put down.
Is the door locked? Or you said it was slightly ajar?
It was slightly ajar.
I like push it open with the finger.
Yeah, I was told you were coming. What? And she's gonna push her hair over her ears. Was there something specific you needed?
Yeah, you said that we could come to you to do some investigation or some research work, and I had 2 inquiries that I would love if you happen to be able to do so. The first one, during our first encounter with like the cultists, we were trying to find our guide for the Brandon Kane thing, and there was a young gentleman named Arnold who had been assigned by the cultists to sop up some blood from deceased guide Gower, and he had a key on him, and so I kind of want to know if he like had a house, or it's kind of like a person investigation, like who was this guy, did he have anything that I could like find out what this went for?
Arnold was a very well-known person. I heard about his death passing a little while before I ran into your friend Vendetta. I was wondering how he was making his money, but I had more important investigations at the time. It's going to be really hard on his local community that he is gone because he was supplying most of the food.
Damn it. I didn't want Jack to kill him, but he did because, I understood making ends meet where it comes, and sometimes surviving doesn't have the prettiest ways. I hadn't wanted him to die for his involvement. Yeah, that decision was not mine.
It wasn't really his either. They don't really give you a choice. He wasn't, from what I know, he wasn't a part of the people that we were dealing with. You get approached and you either say yes or you don't come back from saying no. I'm sure he'd rather, continue to be a butcher, but that wasn't going to happen.
Unfortunate. Yeah, I guess, is there an estate I could check out, or like a house, or like somewhere that I can see where this key went to?
Yeah, let me see the key.
I hand it over.
She's looking for any like markings. Not really seeing anything. There is in the lower east section, just off Prostitution House off the docks. His family live nearby. There might be a key to their house.
Okay.
You said there was another thing?
Yes. Would like to know about the occupation of Harborpool University, how things transpired when the Templars came in, if things changed inside the university. Any information I could get that might eventually lead for me to be able to visit also.
So, I'm assuming you heard what happened about 3 years ago with the Templars?
I know there was a veto on magics, and that's kind of a big juxtaposition to having a magic university in your town.
The Templars didn't come here really of their own will. There were some mages at the university that weren't under the supervision they needed to be, and some of them were attempting blood magic and had made contact with, from what I know, several demons, and it had almost torn the city apart. There used to be over 10,000 more people in this city. And you can see that she's really struggling to get through the words. And the Templars were told essentially to surround the city and starve it out. But the Templars came into the city after Knights Commander Jareth. He was assassinated by several of these mages. And that's what triggered Knight Captain Roland to enter the city. Some of the mages left, went to Denford with Count Bayland, and now Count Bayland and the mages fight actively against Knight Roland, who I guess is no longer in charge, since he has a warrant out for his arrest. And to my knowledge, Knight Captain Dover is sending his men to go kill him and the other Templars who defend him.
I didn't quite know atrocities that this city had fallen upon, but I have vested interest in the university for someone that is important to me. And I scribble out a name on paper. All I want, the real thing I want, is to know if they're there or if they've left to Denford or something. But it's been kind of under lock and key, and unless I can maybe get Jack to give me like a pardon, something pass to go to the university, I doubt I'm getting in without causing a scene if caught. I'd really appreciate if anyone you knew would be able to check out this information.
I have 2 pieces of advice. First, I would speak with Jack about getting in. If he can't himself let you in, he might be able to take a look for you. Secondly, I could ask my husband about this name and see what he knows.
Who's your husband?
Man. I think I'll send him a letter. And at this point, talking about everything she's talked about, it's really catching on her. Like, she's really in the feels.
Yeah, Kat kind of like puts her hand on her shoulder and goes, "Thank you. Like, honestly, I promise that I'll send the juiciest details for your journal from the Brandon Kane party, and just really appreciate your help." As sincerely, like, being very sincere, being very honest and open, that Kat doesn't really show anyone else that she's met in this party or like in our adventure yet.
I think you and her will take in the moment, and I think that's a good place to stop.